What's up, everybody? It is the Best Buy Kiss Smooth, and I'm back with a video now. Last week, I did a video, a couple videos. I did like 3 videos last week, but mostly about, Xbox's multi-plat situation, the Call of Duty. There was a report, I think that Tom Warren did, that they were disputing whether to put Call of Duty in Game Pass, and then I made the video, the case for an Xbox Game Pass compromise, where I felt like they can get away by taking some of the games out of Game Pass and making it an alternative route to get those games to still have an ability to sell the games, but while still keeping value into Game Pass. I questioned what they should do. Hold on. I just had that banana pudding ice cream from Cold Stone. Shout out to them. But ice cream gets me my like throat and all that. It builds saliva for some reason. But I questioned what like Xbox is in a very particular a curious situation where they could, say, hey, put it in Game Pass, and you risk obviously the sales, but you have the potential to increase Game Pass subscriptions and console sales substantially if things go right, or you get the guaranteed bucks, leave it out of Game Pass and sell the game a la carte. You provide perks in Game Pass, maybe put it in Game Pass, 60 days, 90 days later. The latter is, a guarantee is status quo. Then putting in the Game Pass is the curious situation, because when you look at this now, I'm going to just go back. When we first got the news that Xbox was acquiring Activision Blizzard, the first thing we said is Game Pass, exclusives, and then Game Pass, right? That Call of Duty and Game Pass. Call of Duty and Game Pass. That was it. So that was like the idea. Now, as news broke and the FTC case and all this other stuff, things done change, plans change. Xbox is looking like more like a multi-platform a game publisher now. And it started to look very like different, like, well, maybe not. There was words maybe PlayStation had like another couple of years before Xbox could put Call of Duty on Game Pass. I'm curious about that, because according to those papers, Game Pass, PlayStation had marketing rights up until I think 2025, 2026. I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So the next Call of Duty that couldn't launch until, I guess, sometime next year, but I'm curious to see how that plays out. But the thing is that I think the media, the journalists, and even the fans were coming to the realization, maybe it doesn't, launch the Game Pass, and will we be all right with it, right? So now Tom Warren is reporting that Microsoft, to add next Call of Duty to Xbox Game Pass, Wall Street Journal reports, Microsoft has reportedly decided to add the next installment of Call of Duty to Game Pass. The Wall Street Journal reports that Microsoft will announce that Call of Duty is coming to its game subscription service during the company's Xbox showcase on June 9th. Spoiler alert. You guys didn't have to tell us this, man. You guys didn't have to tell us this. I don't know why they couldn't wait another 2.5 weeks. Tom reported earlier this month that Microsoft had been debating whether to put a new release of Call of Duty into Game Pass, with concerns from some at the company that the revenue generated from typical Call of Duty sales would be undermined by Game Pass. Now, this is why I made the video, because this report came out. Activision traditionally sells copies of Call of Duty for around 70 or more, selling more than 20 million copies on average. The brief Wall Street Journal report doesn't make it clear whether Microsoft plans to charge extra for Call of Duty inside Game Pass, nor whether the company will raise its Game Pass Ultimate subscription fee. I understand Microsoft has been considering raising the Xbox Game Pass Ultimate pricing again. Activision is currently targeting a late October release of the next Call of Duty, which is rumored to be set in 90s Gulf War. Shout out to my aunt and my uncle who fought in that war. I gotta let them know that the Gulf War or Desert is Gulf War or Desert Storm? They fought in Desert Storm. But yeah. Interesting time. I'm curious of the music choice. Microsoft will hold its big Xbox Gamer Showcase June 9th with a special Call of Duty Direct after the main show ends. I understand Microsoft is currently planning to announce a new Gears of War game during the show. Another spoiler. The showcase will also include a number of release dates for the upcoming Xbox games like Microsoft Flight Sim 2024, Avowed, Indiana Jones, and The Great Circle. Now, the thing about this that makes this a big deal, even though we shouldn't be surprised because this was the point of them buying it. This is, somebody, I think his name Derek Strickland or something like that. He's trying to say this is like a last ditch effort. This is pretty much the YOLO moment for Xbox. Like they're gonna try this and that's it. After that that's it, right? This is the survival mode that they're doing this. The way I look at this is that I'm actually happy about this, that they're going to, because you kind of have to do it. Is you got Game Pass, you said you're all in on Game Pass. And if you're all in on Game Pass, all your first party games, you own Activision now, you got to put all the content in there. And the thing is that there's only two games that can shift something, right? That can have an impact on console sales, that can have an impact on a subscription. There's only two IPs really that can do that, and that is Call of Duty and Grand Theft Auto. Now, if they were to announce, if Xbox would have acquired Take-Two, it would have been the same scenario all over again, right? The same scenario, whether they acquired Take-Two or Activision Blizzard. The main thing was GTA Game Pass. In this case, it's Call of Duty Game Pass. You kind of have to go in. You can't flinch. You can't flinch on this one. This, like I said, this could go either way. But I'm happy to see that Xbox is going all in and putting their eggs in that basket. It's like, hey, Game Pass, we committed to Game Pass, and Call of Duty, the biggest game of the year, is going to be in Game Pass day one. And like I said, one of two things can happen. It's either Call of Duty is going to have a down year because, sure, it's going to sell what it sells on PlayStation. It's going to sell what it sells on PC. I don't know if they're making a Nintendo port. They might wait for Switch 2. But we'll see about that. But Xbox, oh yeah, it going to Game Pass, I'm sure it'll sell a few units on Xbox, but Game Pass will cannibalize that thing, right? But this is what the thing that they got to figure out. Now for the potential this has. The potential it has is like, okay, they're going to have the summer showcase. They're going to show off, obviously, their games, and they're going to show off Call of Duty. Call of Duty is going to be the big headliner. That's their game, right? Even though this is why they can let Indiana Jones come out in December, even though I'm not a fan of that date. That's not their headline game. Avowed can come out in November. It's going to be a good game, but that's not their headline game. It's going to be up to Call of Duty to save those games, right? The best possible outcome for Xbox is, yes, it's going to do whatever it does on PC. And maybe they convert some people into Game Pass and PC Game Pass goes up. Maybe those curious people who don't typically buy Call of Duty on PC, maybe they try it now on Game Pass. PlayStation is PlayStation. You got to go with it's going to sell what it sells on PlayStation, right there. If you're Microsoft, you hope that's the leading platform that they continue to buy in droves. But you really also hope that a lot of those guys see that, hey, I could pay this on $70 on PlayStation, or I can get this thing on Game Pass if they raise the price, we're looking at what, $18, $20 a month. The goal is to increase Game Pass subscriptions and Xbox sales. It has to be a 2-for-1. You have to increase Xbox sales. That's the only way you're gonna get new Game Pass subscribers, by buying Xbox, selling more Xbox consoles, and converting people over to PC. The game has to be what Call of Duty needs to be. It has to be the best seller. The perfect thing is Call of Duty being the best seller as it normally is, and Game Pass having historic growth in a release of Call of Duty. The other thing that they got to do is the game still has to manage to make money on Xbox while being on Game Pass. And they can do this, right? So this is what I expect to happen. They're going to launch the base game in Game Pass, right? But the season passes and stuff. Call of Duty typically has like a 4 or 5 day early release when you buy the super expensive pack. Guess what Xbox has been doing? When you buy the premium, if you upgrade on that Game Pass, was essentially buying a game. When you buy that add-on, that premium add-on that gets you access to the game early, that's gonna happen because Game Pass subscribers aren't gonna be looking at it as I'm paying $100 or $120 for that. I'm paying $45, $50 for it, right? So they bought that. So then that's going to increase revenue of the game. Then you also got to factor in whatever season passes for those people who don't buy that. They're going to play the game, but they're going to buy in. It's easier to buy into the season pass costs and any additional content that they're selling. So it has a way of working, but it has to be historic. Xbox has to be in position to make consoles available. They got to be willing to sell Xbox consoles, right? Because for Call of Duty going into Game Pass, for a person like me, I'm already subscribed to Game Pass. I'm already playing. I don't make a difference to Xbox because you just stop me from essentially buying the game, right? It's for the new people, the people that has been like, hold up. It's for them. And we got to weigh the trade-off. How much growth will Call of Duty be responsible for? I'm curious to see how everything goes. Microsoft, again, they're not smart advertisers. They're not the best marketing team. They don't know how to take advantage of zeitgeist. So we'll see what happens after their showcase. They show it off. There's plenty they could do. If the marketing is right, they could take advantage of it. I just don't think they will outside of their showcase. But that would be the chance to showcase the game, announce that it's on Game Pass, day and date, do a beta shortly after, but tell people you have to be subscribed to Game Pass to make the beta Game Pass exclusive, bro. I'm a genius. Make the beta Game Pass exclusive. Yeah. Oh, you got access, or you subscribe to Game Pass? Oh yeah, you can get the beta. Boom. Make it a Game Pass perk. Right? You make a custom skin since you ain't gonna be making no custom Xbox. You make a custom Xbox Series X cover like you did for Starfield. Do a custom controller and do a custom Xbox Series S. Show people you want to sell the console. This is so easy, man. And Activision Blizzard, they got a marketing budget. They will be marketing Call of Duty over the next 6 months. And but Game Pass users get first access to that beta, bro. PC and Xbox Game Pass users get first access to that beta, right? We don't have to pre-order the game to get access to that beta. Then get PlayStation and Steam users access to the beta via pre-order only. And they get it later. I am such a genius. Xbox, I know you ain't listening, but if I'm you, that's how I would do it. It's going into Game Pass. If you're not, that's going to be big news. Xbox fans going to be happy. We're still going to be disappointed to hear that Doom and Gears of War or whatever is going to PlayStation. It's going to make it really going to hurt some of us. But for the Xbox customer and you're playing on the ecosystem, it should be truly a benefit to play on that platform literally solely for Game Pass. And hopefully Xbox, does something to prioritize their consoles. But this got a potential to be big, and it may seem like a last ditch effort. I don't think so, but this is not, they can't just do this and rest on their laurels. They have to do this, and they have to come harder in marketing, and they have to try to sell their consoles, because I would anticipate some Series S's and some Series X's get picked up over the course of the next several months as Call of Duty releases draws near. And even for the beta, you can literally sell a console with a beta, bro. You can sell a console for a beta. And I'm curious to see if this is going to be a PS4, Xbox One title, or is this next gen only? Because if this is the first Call of Duty that is next gen only, expect console sales to rise. Because so far, every Call of Duty has been cross-gen so far up until this point. But that's my video, guys. Let me know what you think. Let me know in the comment section below. Call of Duty, Day 1 Game Pass. Xbox is going to do it. Microsoft is going to do it. They're going to take the gamble. Let's see how they do. How do you think it's going to go? All right, guys. As always, Xbox is the best box. I am the best bot. Good night or good morning if you're on the other side of the globe. I'm out of here. Peace. Peace, peace, peace. Peace. You really down with the struggle? You don't really want no trouble?